Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today what I want to talk about is where have my solo build champion videos gone? So I've had a few people reach out to me recently asking where my solo build video for this champion has gone, and I've deleted them. I've deleted all of them except for one, because the one video I didn't delete was less about the champion specifically soloing and more about why it's beneficial to use a champion to solo dungeon content throughout Raid Shadow Legends. But today, why have I deleted them? Why have I cleared them all? What are my plans going forward? So let's watch Venomage solo some content while I talk about this. So it's my mistake, which I want to say sorry to all of you who followed those videos and assumed they were consistent, because I assumed they were consistent as well. I assumed when I put them out, they were going to be consistent, they were going to be solid, but the mistake I made is that I didn't test them thoroughly enough. So what I would do is I would maybe run the champion about 10 times, maybe 5, and if the champion looks safe throughout the run, I'd share it with you guys, and I would continue to run it, and most of the time it'd be pretty safe, right? I'd feel as if it was safe before I put it out. But the one that especially, I guess, sparked this idea was my Akoth build. So Akoth is here. You get him from Doom Tower, normal, an amazing champion. And I put a video out on him soloing Spider Stage 20. Well, a lot of people in the comments actually had more comments on that, talking about him not being able to do it than I ever had before. So it kind of made me think, well, why are these people not having the same success I was? Because whenever I ran him, he was seemingly working perfectly fine. Now, granted, I didn't run him that many times, but I went ahead, went back and retested him out to see if it worked or not. And I walked away for like 50 runs. It came back and it was like 85% consistent, or maybe even lower than that. I forget exactly, but I'm like, wow. I basically put out a video that I was pretty confident that the champion was able to solo this area, and coming to find out, he wasn't doing it consistent. So if any of you follow those builds, follow those champion guides, and it didn't actually work out for you like I had shown in the video, I want to say sorry. I know it costs a lot of silver to move around your gear, and what I'm going to do moving forward is, because I absolutely love doing the solo champion builds, I love finding new champions who can do the content solo, because there's a lot of benefits outside of just, oh, cool, I'm leveling food while I'm going through this, not a big deal, right? There's actually a lot of benefits. I want to get into those, but it's a fun challenge for me to do, and moving forward, any champion build that I share with you guys, I'm going to ran at least 100 times, and it's going to be at least a 95% consistent rate. Now, I'm really going to try to push it to 98 to 100%, because you do got to keep in mind that even with a champion who's absolutely amazing, there's going to likely be some fails sometimes, because sometimes you could get bad placings of your debuffs. You could not land some debuffs, or the enemy could place some debuffs on you that even if you have enough resistance, there's still that 3% chance, and eventually one run is going to land poorly, especially when you're only using one champion, and you're probably going to end up losing. So 98% consistency is very, very good in my opinion, but 95 is the absolute lowest I'll go. Anything below that, unless it's like Cold Heart solo and Dragon Stage 20 or something, I'm not going to share it. But I'll disclose all that information in the beginning. I'll share my build exactly. And keep in mind, if you're following these champion solo builds, you don't have to necessarily use the champion to solo, okay? If you need, say, 260 speed, but you can only get to 250, you can throw in a second champion to duo it. You could still throw that champion in for your speedrun team, get to the boss, and likely be able to speed farm it, and have that champion like a Venomage in your Dragon Stage 24 team, but Venomage built in a solo build, but still able to, if the run was to fall apart for whatever reason, Venomage could take up the rest of the work, go ahead and solo the dragon. You know she can solo everything else, or just even drop the stats more, get her to the dragon boss, or he, her, I don't even know what Venomage is, it's a mystery to me, but as long as you get to the dragon boss, the stat requirement is much, much lower than it is throughout the waves. So you don't have to necessarily use a champion to actually solo the entire content. You can do bits and pieces of it, use them for your speedrun teams. There's a lot of different things you can do outside of just, hey, I want this champion to be built with 80,000 HP, 3,000 defense, 260 speed to speedrun Dragon Stage 24, whatever it may be. That's not Venomage's current stats. They're a little bit lower. I think Venomage is an amazing champion, but let's look at some of this math behind it. So the first thing I want to share with you guys is the Raid Shadow Legends page from Noble Raid, Gaming Noble, sorry. This page basically breaks down the Dungeon Diver points per energy and the tournament points per energy. So if you scroll down here, this is the Dungeon Diver, and this is the tournament points per energy. You can see that stage 20 is 0.76, stage 24 is 0.70, stage 25 is a little bit lower on the whole points range in general. I'm gonna make sure my head's not covering this stuff. If it is, I'm sorry. Also, you guys can watch Venomage actually kill a dragon in just a second. But stage 20, you can see compared to 24, is going to be better. It's going to be more efficient as far as your Dungeon Diver points go, and as far as your your tournament points go. So your Dungeon Diver and your Artifact tournament events, okay? So 0.76 here, and 1.11 there. 24, just a little bit lower. So this is up to, I guess, the viewer discretion. If you want to do stage 20, do stage 20. If you want to do stage 24, do stage 24. The biggest difference as far as building the champion is obviously, I mean, it's pretty easy to know that the gear requirements for stage 24 are going to be much higher than the gear requirements for stage 20, simply because it's more difficult content, right? Like, it's not that complicated. But if you can afford the gear, if you have the gear to do stage 24 and you want the better gear, the higher quality of good quantity gear, stage 24 is your place to go. If you want to do stage 20 where you're still getting very good 5 to 6 star gear, it's easier gear requirement overall. You're able to do it more because it's lower energy. And if you want to level champions a little bit quicker, stage 20, or a little more efficient, stage 20 is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to link this page down below. It's got drop rates, it's got everything. It's got a lot of stuff, very interesting information on this page. So I'm going to drop it down below for you guys to check it out if you would like. The other thing I want to share with you guys is this little notepad I've put up, okay? So I know you're about to be blown out of your seats. You're going to be absolutely amazed at this beautiful artwork that is Notepad, but hey, don't get too jealous, okay? It took hours of work, which actually it probably took longer than it should have. But basically what this is this is the experience per energy. So in campaign, obviously campaign is absolutely amazing. The experience per energy is going to be the best, okay? This is Brutal 12.3. We could do Nightmare 12.6. It's going to be even better. But Brutal 12.3, most people do this, 4,326. That's a lot of experience per energy. If you go down here to the dungeons, you can see that Ice Golem, you get 27,000 experience total when you do an Ice Golem run. That's divided across 5 different champions, your main champion and your 4 food champions. So it's about 5,529 experience per champion. Well, that's assuming you have the 2x boost going on while you do this. The experience per energy for stage 20 is going to be 1,727. The experience per energy on stage 25, this is the stage number, and this in the parentheses is the energy cost. So stage 20 is 16, stage 24 is 18, and stage 25 is 20 energy per run. So you can see the difference, okay? The experience per energy is quite a bit higher on stage 20. It's actually 22% higher. We have the breakdowns down at the bottom. But you'll see Ice Golem actually has the lowest experience per champion. Dragon has a little bit higher, and Spider has the highest, which I do have a champion that is consistent. Actually, it's Akoth. I mentioned him at the beginning of this video, that all of you can use for Spider stage 20 to fully solo it. Now, Spider was the only one that I wasn't able to test the experience on, but going with the trends of everything else, this is what it should be. If you guys have any other information, let me know on this, but obviously I don't have a champion who can solo stage 24 or 25 of Spider, or at least I don't have the gear requirements to do so. But this is the information, okay? 5,999, that was on stage 20. But the experience levels on stage 20 through 25 for Ice Golem and Dragon, I was able to easily prove it that they were all the same. You can actually literally see it once these champions level up. When Venom Mage actually finishes, you'll see on Dragon, it's 5,782. So just an idea, if you scroll to the bottom, the difference between 20 and 25 is 22% experience per energy. The difference between 20 and 24 is 11.76. And if you're going to do 24 versus 25, the difference is going to be 10% between those two stages. So all this stuff, all this is just to say, hey, if you want to be, I guess, peak efficiency, you want to get a lot of experience, you want your experience per energy to be the most efficient. If you want to be the most efficient for dungeon diver events, for tournament events, then stage 20 is probably going to be the place you want to farm. But if you want to get the benefits of the experience, want to get the benefits of leveling champions through dungeons, the whole 9 yards, then go into stage 24 and also get really good gear, higher quantity of quality gear, then stage 24 may be your best bet. The differences aren't so extreme where it's like, oh, you have to do stage 20, but stage 20 is clearly does cut out with a, I guess, more efficient overall usage. Guys, if you're wanting to plan for maybe a Krisk event next year or whatever legendary they offer us if they ever do, this is an absolutely amazing way to do it, because you can literally throw in a bunch of 3-star champions, a bunch of 4-star champions, 5-star champions, whatever it is, and start leveling them up through your dungeon content. You still have to do your 500 campaign matches, your daily campaign battles all the time, but by doing this, you can start leveling up your other champions, bringing them up while you're still farming gear. I literally had a comment not too long ago on my YouTube channel where somebody asked, how am I supposed to farm experience, farm gear, and everything to prepare for one of these events? Well, this is the perfect way to do that. You literally get really good gear. So we have 5,782, and the sheet over here says 5,782 per champ. This is stage 20 all the way to stage 25. So if you want to plan for one of those events, this is going to be the perfect way to do it. If you want to get good gear while also getting experience, this is the way to do it, guys. So I'm going to be making some new videos over the next few weeks. I'm going to try to post those on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I'm going to figure out the dates exactly as time comes. I got quite a few already lined up. But guys, if any of you have champions who you want to see showcased, definitely send me a message in Discord. I'll leave the links down below. If you do it, I would like to have a screenshot of RSL Helper sent with the consistency, the 100% or the 95 at least percent consistent runs. I'm really looking for some champions who can do solo content without using regeneration gear, because regeneration gear, obviously you got to farm a lot of Fire Knight to get it, but regeneration gear gets a little bit boring. Okay, Lifesteal, Frenzy, Toxic Sets, all those pieces, some champions can use those to farm consistently, very consistently. So let me know if you have any interesting, unique builds. I would love to start branching away from just regeneration and start going into some different builds, okay? I also want to find some, I guess, hidden champions who can end up actually soloing content. I want to hopefully have an idea for anybody, anywhere in the game. Maybe you have Richoff in your vault, okay? You've been leaving him in the vault. He's been chilling there for a long time. Now you want to bring him out. Well, before you had no use for him, but now you can actually fit him into a solo content area of the game. Maybe he's not super gear demanding for your account. Maybe you can justify actually bringing him in. Now, a lot of these champions on stage 24 are going to be pretty gear demanding, but you can always scale it down to stage 20. So guys, this was just an apology for the previous videos, an acknowledgement of why I've actually deleted those videos and what my plans are going forward. If you were looking for those videos and being like, yo, I know I saw this video before, where's it at? But either way, guys, thank you all very much for watching until the end of the video. If you have any solo champion idea, definitely let me know. Send me a Discord DM, whatever it may be. We have this freaking red dot that I can't clear. All these other red dots don't bother me, but this one does. But either way, guys, thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.